Let's go! Welcome back to Hall of Fame College Football. I'm your host, Jason Watkins, and if you love college football, you're definitely in the right place. So before you forget, smash that red subscriber button, like our videos, and don't forget to ring the bell so you don't miss one moment of Hall of Fame college football. Doesn't look like we have a ton of folks in here yet, but first thing I want to do is, hey, we got a special guest in here tonight. Coach will be along shortly, and hey, we got super special guests in here tonight. Former Oklahoma Sooner, defensive tackle. He played at a time where he had to carve out time against Tommie Harris and Gerald McCoy, of all people, there on that D-line. One of our friends of the show, my favorite guest, Mr. Stephen Coleman. Welcome to the show, my friend. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Hey, man, it's Texas Hate Week. We could not have you on this week, bro.
Oh, yeah. I cannot stand Texas. Oh, my gosh. That
was one of the things I was going to ask you. Just how much do you hate burnt orange?
120%. I just can't stand the color, nothing. The horns, Bevo, anything about Texas Longhorns, I can't stand.
That's what I'm talking about, man. Yeah, that's we've been definitely taking a lot of shots at Bevo and the horns, and you know, they're awful lot of hype centered around these guys this year. You know, they come in, they go on the road, beat an Alabama team that I'm not sure they're great. You know, I think little brother might beat them tomorrow. So you know, we'll see what happens, but. You know, good for them that they got it. But I think if anything else, I mean, to me, I feel like this puts a lot of pressure on them. What do you think?
Oh, most certainly. They were the number 3 in the country. Everybody talking about them. Texas is back, and they playing great on defense, playing great on offense, and OU doesn't have a chance. And that's where things can go turn around. So they better be on their feet. They better be ready tomorrow. That's all I know.
Hey, man, that's how I feel about it too. You know, it's it looks like Okie Light is actually they're putting it on K-State. Hey, that would just probably point to more than likely another matchup, whatever happens tomorrow, in the Big 12 championship game between Oklahoma and Texas. If K-State's to lose this one, that's a weird loss that they do it, because Okie Light is just flat trash, you know, no good at all. And so it's weird to me that would even happen. But of course, playing in Stillwater, you know, they might have put something in their drinks or something. Who knows?
Well, Stillwater, that's a tough place to play in. Trust me, I do not.
They're
like
right on top of you, right? They're right on top of you too the whole time.
Oh, they know everything about you. They call you every name in the book. Oh man, it's bad.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, so this just obviously you played in a few of these things yourself. You know, being a Sooner. Now, this of course, for people that don't know, Stephen Coleman was. He played for a coach at Dallas Skyline before going on to play for the Sooners there. What were the years you played again? It was like 02 to 05?
03 to 07.
0307. Okay. Yeah. So, you know, again, you had to you played for Coach Venables. I know that, you know, tell us how you guys did in the Red River first before we get into the rest of it.
When I was there, we were 3-2. So my first year there, that was my redshirt year. That's when we blew them out like 63-14, I think.
Hey.
Then my other freshman year, it was 12-0. The next year, I can't remember. Did we win or lose that one? No, we won that one. I forgot the score was. Then my junior year, we lost, and my senior year, we won.
Yeah, man, he was a beast, bro. It's you know, and it's funny how Coach will tell you the story whenever he gets in here. I think he should be here any minute now. But you know, he found him there in the hallway, walking down the hallway in Skyline, and pulled his ass into the line. Come on, you can come play football, huh?
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened, because I wasn't planning on playing football at all. And he pulled me out the hallway, and I mean the rest is history.
Man, what a deal, right? And it's funny how we talk a lot about, and now that you're a coach and you know this, but it's like coaches really have a lot of an effect on you. Good coaches will have an effect on you for the rest of your life, and they can change your life, right?
Oh, most definitely. Like I said, one for Coach Robar, man. Like I said, I probably wouldn't be here today. He had a big impact on my life, so I'm grateful for all that.
He wasn't even my coach, and he's had a big impact on mine too. It's so I don't doubt that even a little bit. Of course, I wasn't as talented as you are either, but no, he was. It was funny, when we got to hang around a lot. We there at Big 12 Media Days, we got to hang around with Steven. A lot of fun stuff, man. It was cool. I'm going to throw up a picture here that we got here. Let's see. Window. There we go. Check it out. Yeah, there we are. There at the that was at the hotel. There had a drink. Had to throw them horns down. This is perfect time.
Right? Always.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, but no, man, it's been a great time. And but talking a little bit about what you've seen from this defense, obviously this year. I mean, last year, of course, and that's the one thing I was saying about this whole stuff with every Texas show you watch, every time you hear a Texas person talk, they're talking about 49-0. This ain't Lincoln Riley's team anymore, and I think that you can see that in this. They've kind of taken on Coach V's attitude, his way of doing things. You kind of see that kind of happening in front of our eyes. Have you noticed that yourself?
Oh, I noticed all of that. And knowing Coach V, he gonna have these guys ready for tomorrow. Just knowing him. And I mean, the defense is playing great. Like I said, it takes a while for them to get to learn Coach V's system, and they all playing fast. They're not thinking as much like they did last year. And they just playing. They playing football. They are playing very confident, and that's what they need to try to win this game. Yeah.
Hey man, and I think you're right. I think that's the difference that you see. You see them out there. There's a toughness about them, right? That they're out there. They want to make a big hit. They want to make a big play. You get a lot of the narrative too, and I think that this kind of plays into Oklahoma's hands. You might tell me what you think here, but I feel like it plays into OU's hands in the fact that you've got everybody talking about, well, they haven't played nobody yet. They're playing shitty football teams and all this kind of stuff, and it's maybe, but they've also done what they're supposed to do with every team that they've played. They've covered the spread with everyone. I don't think they've been perfect by any stretch of the imagination. I was in Cincinnati. I would have liked to have seen them be a little better that day offensively, but defensively, they were shut down. They were locked down in between. They moved the ball a little bit between the 30s, but Emory Jones is a running kind of quarterback that has been an Achilles heel for Oklahoma for years now, and he couldn't get anything going. They turned him into a passer, and they shut it down. So to me, this is a defense. You're starting to see things that even, it was kind of false looking the first 3 games last year, what they looked like. And you thought, okay, well, they're getting better. But then, it kind of fell back to earth getting into conference play. This is a different deal. You just see a new attitude, kind of, don't you?
Yes. The one key word about them, they are hungry. You can see it on the field, see how they're playing, and they'll take them far. And when they play with that hunger, they want to prove everybody wrong. That becomes a dangerous team or a dangerous defense. So, like I said, Texas is about to watch out. There's not going to be no roll-up. There's not going to be no 49-0. I promise you that.
Yeah,
it will not be that.
No, I don't think so either. And I mean, I think that you got. What do you think is the most impressive thing that you've seen out of them? What do you like the best out of the defense that you're seeing? Or what level? Or is there something in particular that you think that they're really good at, and what's something that maybe they need to do a little better?
I think the secondary is playing pretty good. They're not giving up the big play like they have been in the past. I mean, they give up every now and then, but I mean, it's football; it happens. But they're the secondary is playing very good. And one thing I want to see them get better. I think the pass rush can get a little bit better, just a tad bit better. They get into the quarterback, but they need to start finishing.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that has to do, obviously, with a lot of max protect coming up. And now I was going to ask you, do you see Texas doing that tomorrow, where they have to get into max protect? I mean, obviously they have a good offensive line. I think that's probably the strength of their team. but do you see them having to do that?
I don't think Texas is going to do that because they depend on those big five guys on the offensive front. I'm not gonna lie, they're pretty good. They got
No,
a
they
lot
are.
of five stars on their offensive line, so I don't think they'll match protect as much. But that's where OU got to take advantage of that. Those defensive guys got to beat their one-on-ones and get the sacks, put pressure in Quinn's on face, and that'll go a long way.
Yeah, I think that's a lot that I've been saying too. It's I'd like to see, obviously OU's, they need to get their offense running through. They have to at least make them know that they're going to run the football. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I think that if you're expecting the running game to win the game for Oklahoma, I think that's a lot to expect from them. But the fact that they're so good with the receivers, and you don't know who you're going to get from who's it going to be from week to week that's going to get you. But I really like the emergence of these young guys, the redshirt freshmen, and and then we've talked a lot about these guys too. With Jaden Gibson, and then you've also had, they're calling him Mr. Anderson now. Nick Anderson is a stud, right?
Yes, he is. Hey, just like his brother, man, when he played at OU, man, they some studs, man. And they started, and they getting better and better every game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Somebody was talking about seeing his dad after the game. They're like, man, that dude looks like he could be in the league right now.
Oh, probably so. All those genes they got, he probably could.
Yeah, you're right. Let's see. Do you think their tight end is fully capable, or is he just going to be? Are you saying distraction or chicken? Or are you saying more like a eye candy type of deal?
Talking about Jatavian Sanders.
Yeah, Sanders. Dude's a stud, man.
Man, that dude's a stud. I don't think he's a distraction at all. They're going to use him to the full capability. That's the one person we got to put a key on. Make sure somebody's on him, like a Billy Bowman or a Key Lawrence. Man, they got to stay on him.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't think you can let him get. And obviously I wouldn't see that happening, right? They're not gonna let him get loose, because if you do, whether he's hurt or not, he's probably better at 75% than most of the country. There might be there's one other tight end in the country that's better, so that's it.
Yes, that's true. Oh man, Bowers. Oh my goodness.
Brock Bowers is a freaking stud, right?
That's a stud, man. Goodness.
Yeah.
His question is Harrington playing? Is he still hurt? Justin Harrington?
He's out for the season, man. He's out for the season. I guess I think he tore up his knee pretty good. So that was announced, I think, last week. So he's definitely out. But it looks like, and really, I was pretty excited about what you saw from Deshaun McCullough last week playing the Cheetah, and I also think it's going to make sure that you see a lot more Peyton Bowen moving forward. They've played him at Cheetah a lot. I think so you'll see him in a lot of cover situations and stuff like that. But seeing him blocking punts, he's already gotten 2 of them this year. It sucks. It does suck to see Justin Harrington go down. He was having a good season. He was definitely had done the thing. Yeah, ACL surgery is what we're talking about there for Harrington. But yeah, I think that I feel like that it's a situation where you're going to grow these kids up pretty quick, and already you're starting to see some of these young guys come through, early on. And I know it's kind of, you don't really see it a ton, at this level, particularly like PJ Adebaware and then with Peyton. But Peyton just looks like he belongs out there,
He does not need to come out the field. I'm just being honest. He reminds me a lot of Brodney Poole when I was playing. He's always making a play. He's always around the ball. And that's somebody you need in that defense. He's always going to make some type of play. Either it's a block punt or pass breakup or tip for an interception. You need those type of guys.
Definitely. Yeah, I don't think we were necessarily saying you want to have him in on Jatavian Sanders. Deshaun, a little bigger guy. He's standing about 6'4", 6'5", so that's a little different than with Peyton. But I think that I'm with you. I'm with you on Peyton. though. I think that you definitely want to have him you got to have him in. And I think we kind of saw that in the spring game. When he ran step for step with Andrell Anthony, one of the fastest guys in the country. and was able to, not only run step for step with him, but then he turns his head and gets an interception on a deep ball that was pretty much a perfect throw. You don't see a lot of seniors making that play, much less freshmen. True freshmen doing that. So it was big. I think that's a big deal. It's better version of Stephen Parker. Oh yeah. Hey man, he's I think he's definitely proven why he was a 5-star plus guy. You know what I mean? He's one of those guys that comes in and he's a game changer, no doubt about it. That's the biggest thing I've seen as far as what is going on with this thing is just the difference in what they were a year ago. And I think, did you see that we talked a lot during Big 12 Media Days about how it is to play for Coach Venables. I mean, he's just always on, right? And just always motivating, right?
Oh, all the time. 24 hours, 7 days a week. That's Coach V, man. Well, he's gonna get the best out of you one way or another. So that's why these kids enjoy playing for him.
Yeah, and I even heard, I was watching on one of those shows that they had a bunch of the defender guys on there with them, talking to him about how he has these long talks after practices and stuff like that. That it's real long and winded, but all of them, they love him. It seems like to a man, they all love the dude. It's just such a crazy thing. But he's hard on them in a way that Lincoln never was, right? But he gets the most out of guys, right? What is it about it? I mean, he'll make you want to run through a wall. I've heard that from so many guys. But what is it about him that you end up loving the guy so much?
It goes for any coach. He's a real coach. Like, he's not going to sugarcoat anything. It's always 100%. And players, they sense that if you're fake or if you're real. So players going to respond better to real coaches.
Yeah. Welcome to the show, the coach, Philip Roybal.
Coach, what's up?
What's happening, guys?
Listen, man. We catch you at a bad time. We're doing good, man. We're just hanging out, talking a little ball, Red River.
Hey, my favorite Sooner.
What's up, Coach?
What's up, my brother?
Man, nothing much. We just chopping it up on her, talking about Texas OU.
Y'all gonna
talking about how much we hate burn orange.
Y'all gonna tear Texas's ass up, aren't you?
That's the plan.
I believe it. I really do. And you know what? It somewhat hurts, Coach, that y'all are going to, not because I don't want you to, but because that's going to put a little more pressure on my team.
Oh,
yeah.
But
They got a tough one tomorrow too,
it is what it is. It is what it is.
They got a tough one tomorrow too, don't they?
Yeah. I'm tired of that shit of listening to upset alerts. 3 weeks in a damn row. Upset alert, upset alert, upset alert. Take this shit and shove it up your ass on upset alert.
I didn't say that. I just said a tough game. I like.
No, that's what I'm saying, though. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Well, I wasn't calling it an upset alert. I just said a tough out.
No, I agree with you. I agree, Jason, wholeheartedly. It's going to be a tough ball game. Hey, you know where I'm at, guys?
Where you at?
Where at?
I'm in the Texas Panhandle in a little town called Perryton, Texas, where I grew up.
There, Coach.
It's my 45th reunion.
Oh.
And so my Perryton Rangers were winning 21-6 at halftime. So we came to our Airbnb for a little bit before we head back out.
Well, cool deal, Coach. We appreciate you jumping on with us for a few minutes, man. And I didn't realize that. Shoot, I'll tell you something. I just turned. Yeah. I'll be turning 47 this year, so 45-year reunion. Damn.
45 years. You were long. 2 years. You were 2 years old, brother, when I graduated.
Oof. Man,
I probably wasn't even born yet.
Nope.
Steve.
It's awesome stuff, man. Well, and obviously,
so I know I'm not going to be on here long, so I just want to hear y'all's thoughts on what the score will be tomorrow.
Okay. All right, go. I'm gonna give it to Steven first.
The score. I'm gonna go 35-31. OU.
Okay. 35-31. I don't think that they're going to score that many points on us. I think Oklahoma they haven't given up a rushing touchdown all year, Coach. And I know that they've got one of the better running backs in the country, but I tell you, I think that it's going to be 28-17. I've been back and forth between 35 and 28, but I think it's going to be 28-17. They pull away towards the end. And I think that they're going to shut Quinn Ewers down. So that's what I think it's going.
I hope so. I really.
What do you got it at, Coach?
Me and you are along the same lines. I think it's 28-21 OU.
Okay. All right.
And guys, anybody that's listening tonight, baby, you understand this. I am no OU fan. Okay. The only time I've ever been an OU fan is when Stephen Coleman played there. But I'm not an OU fan, but I try to keep it real, and I truly believe that OU will win the ball game tomorrow.
Yeah, I think so
too.
Because
I think OU's playing pretty damn good right now.
I agree.
They have a different attitude about them. That's what we were talking about the most. Is you just see a different attitude about them and the way they go about their business.
Well, in my honest opinion, I think they're slowly becoming somebody that could eventually, if the chips fall right, could be in that playoff.
Yeah, I think they need to win.
Like I said, I hate
to have a real chance at that.
Right, but I hate saying that because I think if OU's in, I think Notre Dame's out.
I think I think a lot of stuff would have to happen for Notre Dame to be out if they win out. I think a lot of stuff would have to happen. I don't even see that, and that would be.
But
undefeated team versus one loss team or something. I don't even think that's possible.
Sure. But here's my question, Jason. Keeping this pace of all the good football teams back to back to back to back, that's a lot of damn quarters you got to win. And my question is, can we keep that pace?
Ooh, I don't know.
Yeah, the thing is though, is I feel like they got their loss there. We're going to find out a lot about Notre Dame, right? I mean, you're going to see something real about them, is because I think that we talked about them a lot, that they play with so much. They played with so physical, such a physical brand. They run the football. I think they're going to make it hard on everybody. If they can ugly a game up with anybody, or they could go out there and score a ton of points on you. I don't think you can there's anything you can really do to run away from this football team. So they're going to be in a lot of close games. You would hope that they got that PS crap out of the way with the OSU loss. But I think that if anything, it should have. You get to find out about them if whether or not they're going to crumble or step up after that, because it ought to have pissed them off, right?
And I agree with you, Jason, because if they were going to crumble, I think they might have crumbled last week when they had to take the ball 98 yards with 2 minutes and 35 seconds on the clock. They could have crumbled in.
Yeah.
Hey, Coach, when they play USC?
Next week.
Is it?
I feel. I tell you what, Stephen. I feel better about next week than I feel about this week, because USC, they suck on defense.
Soft.
I think
soft as baby shit.
I think we'll run through them like shit through a goose.
Me too.
Oh, I like that.
They're soft as baby shit, man. Come on now. Oh, Lincoln squad. Screw them guys.
Are y'all at home or are y'all at USC?
Yes. We got Louisville at Louisville, and then we got USC at home.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Yeah. Please win. Yeah. Please win.
Yeah, me. That's me, brother. Oh, we got to pick this one up tomorrow, and then we got to beat USC, and then I think I think we can win the next two. I think we're in really good shape.
Yeah, I agree.
Heck yeah, man.
But you know how football is, guys. Hell, you can play somebody shitty and get beat.
Well, speaking of playing somebody shitty and getting beat, right now Kansas State is down 20-7 on Okie Light
Wow.
in Stillwater.
Are you serious?
Shit, you know.
That's crazy. That Mike Gundy magic.
Yeah, well, yeah, something. Good grief. There's been some talk this week about they having a 2-year exit plan to bring in the D3 defensive coordinator that they brought in and make him head coach. Instead of going and finding a real coach, they're going to bring in the D3
I
guy.
tell you
That's
what kind of plan.
like Okie Light.
Exactly. I tell you what kind of plan they need to be on. They need to be like on a damn 2-second plan. Fire his ass.
Yeah, I agree. I think
He's horrible.
hey, look, man, I hope they keep him forever if you want the truth of it, because
Sure.
Trash.
So does everybody else.
Yeah, they're going to be trashed as long as he's there. But it again, I don't know. It's just weird to me. I talked to Cody yesterday or the day before, and he was telling me about that, and I saw it on his show, so I thought I could bring it up. But I tell you, it's a weird deal to me that would be your succession plan, was to bring that clown up. And I mean, I'm not saying that he's a terrible coach or anything. I don't know the guy. But why him of all people? You know what I mean? There's other guys out there that you can
have a hell of a lot better plan than that. Yeah, that's a horrible plan.
Weird. Yeah. I mean, don't go get a guy that's been proven as a head coach at a lower level like Jeff Traylor or Willie Fritz or somebody like that.
Right.
Let's go get a guy that
There's some great ones out there.
Mike loves him, so let's make him the head coach. He was at a D3 last year, and he wasn't the head coach there. But let's bring him on. Stupid.
Well,
right.
Well, power to him. I wish him all the worst.
Me too. Coach, we appreciate you coming on, man. We'll let you get back to your ball game and stuff, but we're glad you popped in here for a minute.
Okay, well, I had to with Stephen being on here. I could not come on here.
Yeah, and I remember that you were headed that way.
What's that?
I said I remember you told me you were headed out there to Parrington, so and of course, folks, Parrington's where they had a big tornado there last year, went through a lot of stuff. Coach has been talking about how he's kind of helped lead the way with rebuilding the town and everything. Prayers continue to go out to those folks there in town. Sounds like everything is starting to get better and everything. So I'm excited to hear that too, Coach.
Well, and with that being said, Jason, let me just mention this and then I'll get off of here. But, talking about trying to fundraise some money through our class of 78 here, we've had some very generous people in Hobbs that have donated to me to get some funding.
Wow.
Tom and Joanne Miller tonight just donated to me 4 Texas Tech tickets to the Texas Tech TCU ball game to raffle off. Mark Anderson gave me a bolo tie that he handmade that is beautiful that we're going to raffle off. And then my pretty bride bought a purse or a bag. I shouldn't call it a purse. It's a bag that is out of this world. So we'll raffle all 3 of those off tomorrow night. And then the last time we had a class reunion, we brought in $30,000+ and so I think that's going to go probably to the people that were hit by the tornado here, which was devastation here in Perryton. But I want to thank those people if anybody's on here listening. And by the way, guys, just one last thing. I walked in to my reunion, and a guy that I played football with, Jamie Jackson, he's sitting there and he says, I watch y'all's podcast.
Really?
Which was so cool.
That is super cool, man. Well, tell him we said hello, and we're happy happy to have everybody on there. Gerald Talley says to tell you hello as well. I don't know who he is, but he said he knows you.
Hey, tell Talley horns down, baby. He's a Texas fan.
Yeah, he's been in here.
I love Gerald Talley
to start with all the Texas stuff. So I almost didn't even say anything to you because of it, Gerald. So
hey, Gerald's a great guy, man. As a matter of fact, I coached his son in T-ball.
Really?
Great guy, great family. The only thing bad about him is he's a Longhorn fan.
Yeah.
But I love you, man.
Nobody's perfect, man. But
that's right.
Yeah.
Hey, love you guys. Y'all have a
love you,
great
Coach.
night. Hope y'all have a great game tomorrow. Horns down. Let's see if I can get it in. There it is.
Always.
Horns down, baby. Love you
Appreciate
guys.
it, Coach.
Love you, man.
Later.
All right, Coach.
All right, that was the coach. Hey, Gerald, no, thanks for coming in and watching the show with us. Not everybody is perfect, but we're happy that you're checking us out in here. And Coach says hello too. Yeah, let's see. How bad does USC lose to Notre Dame? Hey, I think Notre Dame beats the shit out of them. I don't see it particularly close because if you look at what CU really is, and as much as I like Coach Prime, I think he's headed in the right direction. They really need that in the trenches stuff.
Yes.
But I mean, hey, they've got Bear Alexander at freaking USC and still damn near lost the damn game. In fact, if CU had any kind of urgency going down the field on those last couple of drives, not taking 30 or 40 seconds to freaking snap the ball, I think they win.
Yeah, they would. Bear Alexander, man, he's a surprise to me. I think he'll be a difference maker. And if you look at the stats, he's really not doing anything. So I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with him.
It's just such a weird way that they do it. But to me, and a lot of it has to do with this. As much as everybody loves to blame Alex Grinch for it, and I don't think he's good. Don't get me wrong. I don't think he's good. But I got to tell you, I think the guy is there to take bullets for freaking Lincoln Riley because Lincoln doesn't do anything to help him out. He's held that whole freaking time that comeback was going on. They didn't run the ball one freaking time after the third quarter. And they've got the number 2 ranked PFF running back in the country too.
But you know what's funny about that? I saw that coming because all our OU fans, we saw that the last 5 years Lincoln was there. Like we getting those certain games and he would just stop running the ball. And now the USC fans are seeing what we saw.
No, I know. And that's the whole thing. You get those USC fans that have been, they'll come on and they'll hear us talking shit and they'll be mad about it. But you guys are just haters and this and that, blah, blah, blah. And sour grapes because he's gone. There ain't a damn there's not an OU fan out there that is unhappy that Lincoln Riley is gone. Guaranteed.
We trying to help them out.
Straight up. Yeah. And that's just kind of been where it's at. There's not a single OU fan that isn't happy that at least at this point, I would say that isn't happy about him being gone. And if they are out there, I don't understand it. You can think what you want to think about Jeff Lebby or whatever. And I know a lot of people have their opinions about him. I don't have a problem with Jeff Lebby. We don't do that shooting shots at him deal here, but, and we don't do it with Dylan either. The thing is they got handed that shit sandwich from Lincoln and they've made something out of it this quick. They're recruiting. I mean, look at this recruiting class they're about to bring in with Stoney, Nigel Smith. They just got Danny Okoye here in the last couple of weeks as well. They got, they've got 5 already blue chip defensive line prospects between edge rushing and the DT spot, with Stoney obviously being just man among boys, and same with Nigel. I think that Nigel's underrated, very underrated.
Yeah. Yes, and Coach V knows what it takes to win a national championship. I mean, he went up against Bama for 3 straight years, so he knows what it takes. He needs those guys in the trenches, those 4 or 5-star guys, those big bodies to compete in the SEC. So he knows exactly what he's doing.
Yeah. How excited are you about that? How excited are you about the SEC move?
I love it. I think it's another challenge for us to see how good we can be. It's good for OU, good for Texas. It makes SEC even better. I think we'll be okay. We'll be okay in the SEC, I think.
I think so too. And they're, of course, expanding the playoffs. So I think all you got to do is, Coop, he comes on our show from Unfair Sports sometimes, and he was talking about how the cool thing about it with it was, he didn't really care about winning the SEC championship so much because all you got to do is be up there in that top 2 or 3, and you're going to get in the playoff now. Yep. And, you can see some real freaking fist fights going on, in the SEC over the next few years between those 4 or 5 main teams of being, with Texas, LSU, Bama, and Georgia, of course. And then, you're going to see teams like, I think Florida will never be okay with not being good. You know what I mean? I think that they may be a year or 2 out from really getting there, but they're not ever going to be okay with not being good. So you're always going to have probably 6 or 7 really good football teams that are going to contend for it anyway. I just think that, the SEC definitely got better with it as well. You know what I mean? I think that a lot of people, the people with the narrative that OU and Texas are going to suck in the SEC, they're not paying attention.
If you want to be honest, when Missouri and Texas A&M first got in, Missouri went to the SEC championship game twice, and they'll beat Alabama. So, you can say what you want. SEC is not invincible as everybody thinks.
They're not. No, it's a lot of good marketing. And it's a good league. It's a good league.
Yeah.
But it's not. Yeah, but to think that OU, and let's just say that if Coach Venables didn't work out and didn't win, which I don't, obviously we see what he's doing recruiting wise. If you get the guys, they're going to win. They're going to win football games, and you can see that. Yeah, he obviously has to learn how to be a head coach a little bit, but I think he's shown leaps and bounds from year 1 to year 2. But to me, at no point would the people at Oklahoma be okay with middle of the road in any league, any conference.
No, that's non-existent in Norman. No.
Yeah,
no, we can't fathom that thought. No, not at all.
Yeah. There it
not
is.
At all. I know somebody asked a question about what's a pregame like for Coach V.
Do tell us, man.
Pregame with Coach V. It's a lot of intensity, a lot of going around, making sure everything is straight. Make sure everybody know their keys, everybody know their roles, and just last minute checks. Really, it's nothing too crazy as everybody would think. To be honest, it's really not.
No, he's kind of gotten that all out of the way during the week.
During the week, yeah, exactly. Yeah, in practice is totally different. It's a different storm doing practice. it's so different. Yeah, but doing pregame, no, it's more just going over our assignments and everything. So not what everybody would think.
Right. Well, tell us about the practice though. It's relentless, right? It's relentless.
Oh, it's relentless. It's a lot of reloads, and oh man, it's yelling at the linebackers. I know with Curtis and I know Lewis Baker and all those guys. Well, they was getting it, man, in practice.
Yeah. You don't mess around. It's pretty funny, right?
Yeah, but it makes us play. It makes us play better on Saturday. So I can't judge at all.
What about his game time demeanor, man? What is it? The get back coach and all that stuff. And there's been a couple of times that the get back coach has been missing, or I don't know if they got one or what's going on, but they've had these sideline issues the last couple of weeks. So
yeah, this because last year he wasn't really out there like that, like he's been in the past. To be honest, they kind of calmed down a little bit.
Something, but I thought that, and I think that may have had something to do. It's good that OU didn't play Georgia this year. It's good for Georgia, Shawty.
Oh man, that would have been good, to be honest. The way Georgia's playing.
This is our boy Shawty Parker. He actually played for UGA. He was a receiver for UGA, so he's just talking shit.
What's up, Shawty, man? How you doing, bro?
This is our boy Stephen Coleman. Shawty, he played at OU defensive tackle during the Gerald McCoy, Tommie Harris years. So. How many sacks did you end up with in that game? I thought that picture of you earlier, bro. What is that? How many sacks did you end up with in that game? Because it looks like you got it twice.
I was just at one sack.
Okay. Yeah, I found another picture of that one that you sent. Then and where is that? Let me pull that up. So you put a pretty good hit on him, and then you rolled him up.
Yeah, it was a screenplay, and I know the back end, they pretty much sniffed out the screen, so he just kept holding on to the ball. So I was like, well, I'm going to go get this sack then if you're going to keep holding on to the ball. So that's how that turned out to be.
Right. Yeah. Shoot, man. And so was that one of the ones that you guys got the win in? Was that game?
No, actually, we lost that game.
Okay.
Yeah, we lost.
Here he is. He got him down on it.
Oh, yeah.
Big number 90.
Oh, Colt McCoy. Wow.
Colt McCoy.
Still in the league.
Yeah, right. Hey, As long as he's hung around the league, and I mean, he was good. He was pretty good, man. You got to give him props.
He was. Even Chase Daniel.
Yeah. I think so. It's still one of them. And then here's one of we had the one of Gerald McCoy. You know, it was funny last week they were talking about Gerald went 2-3 against him, or 1-2 against him, I guess, in his time. And they were talking about that, and they were talking shit about it on Twitter, and Gerald's like, and I said, hey man, he had his foot up a Texas ass the whole time he was at Oklahoma. And Gerald replied back, he goes, to the knee.
To the knee. Oh, that's GK for you, man.
Yeah, it was good stuff. Yeah, everybody doubting LOU because of last season. Yeah, for real. Yeah, no, you're not wrong, Shawty. I think you're not wrong there. And you know, here's the thing. I feel like the main thing that we've seen out of this Oklahoma team, we do need to see more. We know that, and I think that as a team, you know that. But I think that what I've noticed about all the talk that's going around about this game, and this is just, you know, and you guys know this is as former players in Division I football and in big time Division I football. Talk don't mean, and that damn Alabama game don't mean shit tomorrow. If they don't get to carry those points into the Cotton Bowl with them.
Mm-hmm.
They don't. And it doesn't matter that they beat Alabama once they get to the Cotton Bowl either. You got to come out there and do that again from start to finish to beat this football team, because they're not going to go away. They're not going to go away. This defense is going to be in his face all damn day. They're going to have learned things from that Alabama game about how to beat them too, I think. Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's how it's gonna be next year when they go to the SEC, man. Every game's gonna be different. It's not gonna be, you know, just a cupcake game every single day. It's gonna be something like, you know.
Yeah, a lot of people have been calling OU soft. That's funny stuff. They were soft. They were soft under Lincoln. They're not like that anymore. This is not a soft football team. That was one thing that you can see the difference, and that's why 49-0 didn't matter. If it did anything, it poisoned the well in freaking Austin. That's what I would think. Because the people that think 49-0 matters to anyone, other than it's probably being used as a, you know, something to pump up your team. And as you know, as a coach, you know, whenever you get something like that, that's a gift for you to be using. You know, they're doing 49 reps of this and that and 49 reps of that. You know what I mean? It's just stuff that they're doing just to keep that in your head. They're probably so sick of that number. But I mean, that's motivation right there, right?
Yeah. From some sources I've already heard from the whole week, these guys are pissed. The whole team is pissed. They tired of everybody disrespecting them. They tired of thinking they're gonna lose, and they pissed right now.
There we go. A lot of people praising the Texas trenches. They should praise the Texas trenches, Sooner Cowboys. They should. They're good. They're good there, both sides. You know, but so is Oklahoma. This is the difference. No longer is this you know, you're going to go up against somebody that's just going to completely outman you. That's just not going to be the way that it is anymore. You know, it's just how it is. So I think that this is a good opportunity for Oklahoma to do it. You know, do you think, the one other question that I had for you, do you feel like that they've been vanilla with their play calls on the defensive side as far as like the looks that they've given? You think they're going to throw some more exotic ways to kind of get to Quinn a little bit tomorrow? You think he's left some stuff up his sleeve?
I think this would be the perfect game to go ahead and do it. I mean, if they have been vanilla. I'm pretty sure there's a couple of things they can do to disrupt Quinn and his throwing and everything, but I'm pretty sure there'll be some surprises tomorrow.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Me too, man. Me too. Yeah, I was ready. I stopped watching that damn game last year real early, so.
Maybe Peyton Bowl can do a Superman 2 second version.
Superman 2 would be sweet, right?
That would be awesome, man.
Yeah, and then obviously, tell us what you were saying off of the air about Danny Stutzman and what you've seen out of him.
Man, he's playing like All-American this year. I mean, everybody sees it, from the announcers to we just turned on the game. You see him making a play somehow, some way.
Yeah, he's just there.
Yeah, so as far as he goes, as long as he's playing great, defense plays great.
Right. Yeah, I think that there's no two ways around it. And what you heard from Coach V this week was like, and I think you've heard it from a couple of different places. Is like Coach Venables was hard on him last year, man, hard on him, and he needed to have that because there was times that he was playing undisciplined, wrong gap, he wasn't paying attention, and he was like, look, there's more to being a leader than just being the funny guy on the team. Are you going to step up and do something or not? And apparently Teddy's taking him under his wing as well. So that's been a big thing. But I think that, he took it upon himself. Coach V talked about this week of making sure the linebackers got together, making sure they knew what they were doing. He's really taken on the leadership role. And, leadership is something that kind of comes from within, isn't it?
Yes, and I mean, just thinking for all the linebackers that Coach V coached, you go from Rocky to Teddy to Rufus to Curtis Lofton. I mean, he's been hard on all those guys, and they end up becoming All-Americans. And so that's he sees something in Danny that they probably don't see at the beginning, but now he do. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, Shawty, and I would tell you the depth. I mean, here's the thing you got to say about this Oklahoma defense. And guys, I will have my final preview coming out in the morning. I'm going to leave it for in the morning so everybody can check it out there. But look, the main thing I would say about the depth they've been coaches talking about that 30 different guys on the defense. They basically have 3 that are coming in and out of the game at all times at damn near every position. And they're not seeing a huge drop off. They're the number 4 scoring defense in the country. They are I think they're top 15 in tackles for loss. And this is without getting a ton of sacks. They lead the country in interceptions. And they're top 2 in takeaways, period. This is a team that they can get out there and get it done on the defensive side. Now, as far as what you asked about in here, which team is built better to come from behind, I don't think that there's any doubt that it's Oklahoma. Oklahoma you've got three guys that you got to really worry about as far as receiving core there at Texas. And they're good as they get. Don't get me wrong. They're as good as it with A.D. Mitchell, and obviously, coming in from Georgia, they got really good there. But there's 6-7 guys in the receiving core that can hurt you for OU. And so if they lock down, Andrel Anthony or Jalil Farouk, then you got to deal with Jaden Gibson. And you got to deal with, and now we're talking about the big guys that are going to come in and do what they do, right? So to me, this is an offense that's a lot more explosive than is the Texas offense, although the offense of Texas is really good. I think explosive-wise, but if you got to throw and come back, I think that's obviously they're going to be better there if they had to come from behind. So that would be my answer to that question.
Yeah, and I agree with Sooner Cowboys. Like, our DTs do need to step up. They have been pretty quiet all year, so if we get at least one guy to step up, they'll help out a lot.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of been the deal for really since he got here. It's a matter of that's always been where you've had those issues, right? You got to step up and get some pressure, cause some pressure. I think you're getting more than what we've seen in the past, and I think that they're doing better. But yeah, it's still the work in progress, right?
Yeah, of course. He'll get there.
Yeah, I think we see Petaway. See, again, there's a guy I wasn't even really thinking about right now. True freshman. Yeah. But yeah, leave him open. Yeah, leave him open. Yeah. See how that goes.
Please do.
Right? Right?
Please do. Yeah.
Thompson, came over from Texas. He's a 10-1 freaking 100 guy. Leave him open. They were like, oh, he was number 8 on our depth chart. Who gives a shit? you gonna not guard him if he gets on the field?
Man, I totally forgot about him because he had that big catch last week.
He had a couple of catches last week, right?
Hey, this might be a game where he's like, yeah, I was at Texas, but I'm here now, so you never know. You never know.
Hey, man, you never know, man. And that's not even – I mean, Drake is doing a great job as like the security blanket for Dylan. We hadn't really seen a lot of G Freaky lately, guys. We haven't, but you're going to – that's another dude that's got wheels, and if you let him get into the secondary, he's going to run out of your life. Andrel Anthony has been big time in the college football playoff 2 years in a row. He's caught multiple touchdowns in the college football playoff. He will run out of your life. Jalil Farouk may have the most shiftiness of all of them. Great player. I mean, the list goes on, guys. The list goes on that receiving core, and to the point that I'm at the point where I don't really care about the tight end right now. If he's not coming through at this point, just put another receiver on the field and let's go.
Yes, I agree. My only concern about OU right now is the offensive line. They have been kind
It
of
hadn't been great, right? It hadn't been great.
They haven't been great, and you really gonna need those big guys.
Yeah. Yeah. The only thing that I would say about that is that I do feel like they're in a situation where Bill Beatonbow is the dude, bro. He's the dude coaching those guys up, you know? And I just think they hadn't really found the right, because offensive line, they get judged by kind of what they do together, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a whole unit more than it's just a guy. Because Tyler Guyton, I think, is probably the best guy on either offensive line.
Yeah.
But the offensive line isn't better than we said before, that they definitely have the advantage when it comes to offensive line play.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that if they can find the right little mix, and maybe they find something in this game, you know, to get it done. They have kept Dillon pretty clean, at least. That's one thing. They've pass blocked pretty well. You want to see the run game get a little better, but again, I don't think that Texas's run game is that much better. They had a 300-yard game last week, and that's why they went ahead of Oklahoma in run performance. So it's not like it's been that big of a deal.
Yeah, I agree. So I think that'd be the key matchup is our O-line against Texas D-line. If we can sustain what they bring, then we'll be good for the win. But if they have trouble protecting Dillon, then it might be a long day. So I'm looking at it from both sides.
It could, and I think that would be, you know, I'm going to get into my preview in the morning. But yeah, I think you're right, man. I think you're right, and that's why I wanted to bring you in here of what you see as somebody who's been there. And I think that this is definitely a team that you can't afford. And I mean, if there's anything that you would take from last year's game, is that you know that this is a team that can explode right now. You know, they have those dudes at every position that, you know, if you let them get some, you know, if you let Quinn have a clean pocket and you let them run the football between the tackles, it could be a long damn day.
Yes,
right?
it
could be
could.
a long damn day. So, you know, I do feel like we're in a situation where it's probably I see Oklahoma winning, but I definitely see it being a tough game either way. And would it surprise you if it was a close game and they lost? Probably not. You know, they're not going to run out of their life like they did last year. That's for sure. And so there it is.
Yeah, it can go either way.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, the last time Texas started doing a bunch of all that shit talking before the game and intimidation and stuff, that backfired on them, though, right?
Man, it all comes down who plays what on the field. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, you can run that mouth all you want before the game. It generally don't work out too good.
No, not at all.
Yep.
Yeah, I do agree. Andrew Rame has been playing good. He has been playing good.
Again, there's a lot of these guys that, you know, and again, they're able to keep all these dudes fresh. And I think that this is going to come down to that towards the end, is if you can keep these guys fresh along that defensive line. And I think that's why they've been so strong in the second half of these games, that if they are giving up anything, it's generally been early. You know, if you're going to get anything on this team, you're going to get it early.
Yeah.
You're not going to generally get it late. So, you know, you've had 2 games that they've pitched shutouts. Last week, you know, obviously you don't like you saw the couple of missed, you know, and that was just kind of key, looking in the backfield, didn't keep his eyes where they needed to be. And that first one, you know, that first touchdown, I said it on my post game stuff, that I mean, he was looking for a pick 6 after they just got one. You know, they're smelling blood in the water. You could understand how it happened. You just know it can't happen anymore. I want to see Reggie Pearson put a hit on somebody, or him put a hit on somebody right there. Think about coming back across the middle, bro. You know what I mean? You know, make them pay for that piece of land.
Yeah, that reminds me of the 2003 matchup when I think it was like the 3rd or 4th play of the game when Derek Strait got that pick and he ran it back. It's kind of like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at that. Hey, and you know it's always good. This game comes down to a play like that, a takeaway, you know, something on special teams, which obviously our punt game has been shitty, but something special teams, or to have a big play where you can force a turnover and maybe a pick six or something like that. You know how these things can hinge on things like that. So I like the way. Yeah, we don't give up gimmies in the second half. That's what I just said. Yeah, they don't give up hardly anything in the second half. As bad as they looked against Iowa State in those couple of plays and allowing that first 20 minutes, they let them score 20 points. And then they had almost 300 yards in that first 20 minutes. And then they had under 100 and no points for the next 40.
Yeah, they're doing good of making adjustments. So that's been really key this whole season.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see. I think we ain't see much of OU's best running back, Javonte. I agree with that. Well, Javonte's been hurt, man. He had that surgery in the offseason. I just don't think he's really recovered from it. I would hope that he's better, but I think that we're gonna have to wait and see. But yeah, who's the better coach? They're both new. Hey, first off, Sark isn't new. This is his 10th year, and he's never won 10 games, Shawty. He ain't new. He don't get that excuse no more. Who's the better coach? I think it's Coach V, but I mean that's me.
We gotta get Shawty on her, man.
Yeah, man. He comes on the show a lot, actually. So hey, you're welcome to come on the show anytime. So what do your Tuesdays usually look like? And we usually do Tuesdays, Thursdays, sometimes. And you know what? If you want to come on, I can check with Coach out. You come on the snap count tomorrow night. We usually go on the Saturday night snap count. We kind of break down the rest of the day. But if you want to jump on, Shawty, if you want to jump on with us tomorrow, I'm going to go live after the game. If you want to jump in with us again, call Steven and talk about it a little bit, and kind of that way you can break down what you saw of the game. You jump on there, and Shawty, you're welcome to pop in there as well. What time does Georgia play tomorrow?
Good question.
Yeah, I mean, I always go on their Saturday night snap count. It's at what is that, 10 Eastern. So it'd be 9 o'clock your time. If you want to jump on with us, I'm sure Coach I'd be happy to have you on. We can talk about the day's games and stuff like that. I mean, it's a lot of fun. Man.
Yeah, just let me know. Yes, indeed.
What's up, Tristan? How you doing? You'll do what? You'll jump on, or what do you do? What am I missing here? As a head coach? I think, they're at 8. Okay, so they're 7 o'clock, 10. Okay, so it'll still be going on during that time. Okay, cool. So you can jump on with us then afterwards? Okay.
Yeah, who they playing?
They are, who do they got tomorrow? It's Kentucky. It's a big game for them.
Oh,
tomorrow.
yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, Kentucky game. Yeah.
That's a big one.
Yeah, Tristan, you're welcome to jump on, man. Let's see. Well, we're going to do it right after the game tomorrow. So jump in there. You're welcome to jump on with us. That's Unc right there, guys. Unc talking about jumping in with us. I love it. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, it's good, man.
Yeah, heck yeah. So, yeah, I'm excited about it. But, hey, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. I appreciate you coming in tonight. I will send you the link for tomorrow for after the game. I'll make sure to tell you an actual time. But, I mean, just figure like 30 minutes after the game. Maybe we may go an hour after the game. Give everybody time to get ready and kind of do some breakdown stuff. But yeah, love to have you on to kind of break down what you saw in the game, the keys to victory, stuff like that. Hey, folks, Stephen Coleman, former Oklahoma Sooner. He's been in this game before. Excited about it, about having him talk to us a little bit about it as well. Stephen, thanks a lot for joining us, man.
And thanks for having me. And shout out to everybody that joined on, and appreciate y'all.
Heck yeah, man. Make sure you folks wiped your feet before you came in here. And if you didn't, make sure you hit that like button on the way out. That is so important for us as a channel to continue growing. We appreciate everybody that did. And heck yeah, I'll get everybody some links out there. Tristan, I'll throw that out there to Chris, and because I'm sure he'll be ready to hop on there too as well. But I'll throw that link out there. You can get it from him. Or if you want to hit me up on Twitter, it's at JW_HOF, and I'll shoot it to you in there as well. You're welcome to hop on anytime, man. We'd love to have you. So, yeah, guys, thanks a lot, everybody, for coming in. We will, hey, Boomer Sooner, look for my preview tomorrow morning. It's done and ready to rock and roll, but it's going to release in the morning at it'll be 5 o'clock Central, or no, 7 o'clock Central Time, 6 o'clock where I'm at right now. Steven, good to see you, buddy. I appreciate you. We will, and guys, horns down as always. Boomer Sooner.
Yes, indeed.
We'll see you on the next one.